Mike, turn your games down.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. This is Mike Albertin at Games by Mom Home. I said this completely the wrong order, but hey, what do you have to happen when you change up the words? And who's celebrating Thanksgiving with me tonight?
That was really loud. Oh, I'm Tiffany Pearson.
Wow. I'm ashamed.
I'm Tiffany Albertin. That's all for now, folks.
The whore.
Do we just want to retake this whole beginning?
Yeah, I mean...
Apparently what she's thankful is for her old last name.
Sorry.
And who else is with me now that we're all completely off track?
Okay, hey everybody, it's Kenneth Sanity, and I am absolutely here for the bargains, not the bloodshed.
And I'm Bill Tucker from A Gamer Looks at 40, and I don't have a maiden name, so there it is. Yeah, homina.
Yeah, that's this podcast for you. So that's what happened. You see, when I don't say the regular intro, it just brings chaos into the world.
Fucked me up.
Because I always say the exact same thing 700 times or close to it.
Really
funny.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
Okay.
So we are bringing you a very special movie episode. Ken, what are we talking about?
Today, thankfully, we are talking about 2023's Thanksgiving, directed by Eli Roth and written by Eli Roth and Jeff Rendell.
I have no idea who Eli Roth is.
Oh, you do. You just don't know.
You do.
Oh.
Yeah, that's about accurate, yeah.
So Eli Roth is responsible for a lot of...
I'm not the only one.
No. Threw you off, huh?
Yeah, I thought I turned it to silent. I'm sorry.
Don't be a statement.
What the fuck is this episode?
It's Thanksgiving. She's thankful for her maiden name. You're thankful for Mario Brothers.
What about you, Bill?
And I'm thankful for for saying something different for the first time in 700 episodes. Not the first time.
And I'm thankful for the Mario 2 opening theme as well, because it is wonderful, but...
It is my favorite ringtone that I have.
It's fantastic, and I defend Mario 2 to the death. I have in the past.
So anyway, Eli Roth, you've heard of him, I'm sure. He did movies like Cabin Fever, Hostel 1 and 2.
Ooh.
He was the bear Jew in Inglourious Bastards, Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he directed Borderlands?
Oh, hey, so we're never going to see him again. All right.
No. But he's done a lot of stuff, and his stuff is really hit or miss. Some people love it, some people don't. But I don't know. This personally is one of the ones that I'm glad we're covering.
I have never seen any of his films before.
That'll change.
And I really probably have
Haven't?
No, I haven't seen any of these movies. I have almost zero interest.
We've seen Cabin Fever. That's Cabin and...
Yeah, we watched Cabin Fever.
I haven't either.
And I never want to see Hostel. And the only movie on here only two movies I would consider seeing are Knock Knock, because Keanu Reeves is in it, and Borderlands. That's it.
I've seen Hostel.
Yeah, I don't want to.
House with a Clock in Its Walls is actually really good. Like, it's a good family movie.
Oh, okay. I would watch that.
Oh, yeah.
I remember when that came out, I was curious about it, but I didn't go.
Yeah, that's definitely one I would recommend.
We should watch it.
I'd be more okay with that than almost anything else on this list. So, yeah.
Just wait, the poster will make you.
Uh-huh. I have faith in this poster.
Yeah, I hope you're wrong. But that poster is a little dark and evil. So, all right. So I always like to start off what our history are with this movie. So I knew this movie came out last year, and that's it. I got no history. And Tiffany.
Same. I didn't see a trailer, I don't think, but I saw the posters and whatever. I was like, this looks stupid. I don't want to watch this movie.
I think you said that too when you saw the trailer in theaters. And Bill.
So I have no history with this movie whatsoever. I didn't even know it came out last year. I never heard of this before. So but the other day, though, Mr. Sanity sent out a little trailer from the only Quentin Tarantino movie I've never seen, which is Grindhouse. And there is, and I'm sure you'll talk about it momentarily, but there's a reason why I'm setting it up here. there is a trailer for a fake movie called Thanksgiving. That's a Thanksgiving slasher movie. And I'm watching this trailer. I'm like, okay, I see. I think I see what we're in for here. A grindhouse style, slasher movie, extreme, violent. Okay, sure. That's fine. And then I see directed by Eli Roth. And I said to myself, oh no. Oh no. Please tell me that Eli Roth didn't direct this movie I'm about to watch in 10 minutes. Sure enough, he did. I despise Eli Roth. I loathe Eli Roth.
Really?
I think he revels in people's despair. I don't like the way he makes movies. I think I don't like the term torture porn, but he was one of the original progenitors of that genre of movie.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a great descriptor, and I think it's too much of a catch-all, like a lot of those descriptors can be. I just dislike him. You ever meet somebody in life or see somebody and you look at them and you're like, man, I just don't think we could be friends? I've said this before on the show. I look at Eli Roth in Inglourious Bastards. If I see his picture, when I see his name on a movie marquee, I go, I just don't think we could be friends. It's like him and Joe Rogan. Like, I don't think that you're just a level of craptitude that I loathe. And when I saw Eli Roth, I'm like, okay, because if I had known this is an Eli Roth joint, I probably wanted to join this show today.
Oh, I get that.
I have a really strong disdain for him. That's probably unfair because I've only seen some of Hostel, and I've kind of glanced at his other work. I just don't like him as a director, and a lot of it doesn't make any sense. I think he likes to revel in human suffering in a way that's not fun. This occurs in this movie, but I will say this is not as bad as I was expecting. This is still kind of fun, even though I absolutely loathe the director. So I was sitting there going, Ken Sanity, I just dislike him. And it's interesting because I don't mind a slasher movie, but there's something in the way that and we're going to talk about it as we go through, because there are moments of Eli Rothness during this movie where I will point it out, where I don't like his tone and the way he makes things. So it's funny, I brought this up to my wife last night. I'm like, oh, James, it's an Eli Roth movie. And she goes, you actually watched it? And I'm like, yeah. She knows. And the reason she said that she would never appear on this show is because she was actually taken to see Hostel on a date. Someone was like, hey, dear, let's go see Hostel. And she was so repulsed by it that she thinks that Eli Roth is the sort of person who should not procreate. Like, please don't have children. Please, just don't. She has a visceral reaction to, which may be part of my visceral reaction as well, to be fair. But long story short, I don't like Eli Roth at all. And this is okay. There's some fun to be had here, but there's also a lot of stuff I don't like in this, and we'll get through it. But you seem shocked at my disdain for this particular director, Kenneth Sanity.
I wouldn't say shocked. I'm just surprised that anybody feels that strongly about Eli Roth.
I don't know what it is. I don't know. And, again, like I said, a lot of it is irrational. I shouldn't care as much as I do. But I see his name on things, and I usually say, no, thank you. It's just one of those like, nope, I'm good. And leave it at that. I don't know. Maybe Hostel will hurt my wife, and maybe that has colored my. I just, because again, I think he revels in human suffering in a way that's not fun, but it's actually kind of sick and gross. Slasher movies are about people dying in strange, bizarre ways. I understand that, but there is a tone you can present it with. And again, mind you, I don't really go for torture movies anyway. That's not really my thing. I just, that's not my thing anyway. But Eli Roth, for some reason, is synonymous with that genre, and for me, he's always a big no-go. So,
because of Hostel, I think.
Hostel, it's just, again, we'll talk about it as we go through, because it's better with the examples of this movie to kind of showcase what I'm saying. So
I've never seen Hostel, but I remember when it came out, and I remember people talking about like the torture stuff, and I was just like, nope. And
I don't know why. I saw it by myself, but I don't know why I saw it. I think it was streaming somewhere, or
I mean, streaming's nothing. Like, it's a movie, just put it on
the website.
And there's that too. I mean,
and there's nothing wrong with being a strange curiosity and saying, okay, what is this thing? Because Hostel came out, was a huge deal.
Yeah.
Like, that was why is this in theaters kind of moment? And some people really dig that style. I for one, am not. Like I would like people used to say that the Saw movies are a torture porn per se. I don't agree with that
No.
statement. I don't agree with that at all. I think they're much better than that. Hostel, I think, probably toes that line. It's got some ideas. It's got some pretty decent ideas. I wouldn't put like a Saw in that genre, even though a lot of those movies did get lumped into that genre. And this is not it either. I wouldn't call this is a oldie time slasher flick with some very well executed kills and such, but we'll talk about it as we go through. But I just want to state for the record how much I dislike Eli Roth and clearly talk about it for 10 minutes. So I will move on to the next person. But yeah, that was me going into this 10 minutes before going, oh no, this is an Eli Roth movie? Curse you, Albertin, for making me watch this. I had no idea. I just say yes to things.
He's gonna do his homework from now on.
It's okay. I mean, yeah, I just didn't.
It
I
wasn't
never
my
knew
idea to
it
put this movie
existed.
on the podcast. So.
Yeah, it's fair.
World now.
And Ken, what is your history with this film?
My history with this film is I was looking forward to it. I did not see it in the theater, unfortunately. I don't remember why I didn't see it in the theater. I think the theater around me only had it in there for like a week, which should have been a sign.
Sounds about right.
But I remember seeing Grindhouse in the theater when it came out. I went with a bunch of people, and it was awesome. It was a great time. And then they had a trailer in it for Thanksgiving. So let's talk about this trailer real quick, because it is no. I don't want to jump the gun.
Okay.
My history wasn't well established until, I think, was it earlier this year or late last year when it came out on video on demand, when I bought it, watched it, and then earlier this year when I bought it on 4K Steelbook.
Which I am thankful for, because I got the code from you for that. So.
And now we own it. Yay!
Yeah.
And now you can watch it every Thanksgiving.
Yay!
I mean, Tiff might watch this again on Thanksgiving next year, depending on her mood. I could see her putting it on. Her mother would hate it, but I could see her.
I would never watch it with my mom.
God.
Or your son,
Yeah, that's
who
true.
is scared of Dogman. So.
Yes. But, all right. I guess we should just talk about the movie.
Well, what's this movie about, Mike Albertin?
Oh, I mean, you want me to do mine? I don't think Tiffany does.
I'll do mine.
Okay.
I wrote one while you were doing the intro.
Nice.
After a Thanksgiving sale gone wrong, participants in a retail rumble begin dying 1 year later. While the killer is screaming, "I know what you did last Thanksgiving," a group of high school friends try to unmask the killer and save themselves from becoming leftovers.
Ooh. Dun, dun, dun.
That's the only thing I knew about this movie was the tagline, "There will be no leftovers." From the poster or the trailer, I saw back when this was last year, and that was the only thing I knew about this movie.
Oh, what a fun time.
It also made me regret, because I was in Boston last year, and I didn't go down to Plymouth, because I went north instead, and west.
Oh, well.
Or no, west.
Somewhere.
I couldn't go, I was like, no, I can't go east. East would have been, I would have been going through in the water, so I didn't go east.
Well, if you would have gone down to Plymouth, you would have found many references to John Carver, the first governor of New Plymouth.
Did not know it was a real person, but I did Google it.
Yep, absolutely a real person. Also, the person that the mask for our killer is based on. Yay!
Yep.
So I guess if I had a nickel for each time we did a movie based on a guy wearing a mask from a famous person in history, I have 2 nickels now.
You'd have a handful. You'd have
Did not
Not a
expect
lot.
that to happen. Both in
Not
November.
a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
It is weird. It was not planned, by the way. I mean, it was planned, but I didn't realize it was planned. V for Vendetta is Guy Fawkes, and then this is the John Carver mask, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So-
Indeed.
But now I kind of want to go see Plymouth Rock in Plymouth now.
Plymouth
If I ever get
Rock
up
is small.
again.
Don't get your hopes up.
Oh, I
It's
saw a
small.
picture of it that it's tiny, but it's just kind of one of those things I just kind of want to. Well, I do want to go back to Boston again
We're
someday.
not
So
specifically going.
no, God, we're going to Boston just to go to Boston, and I want my clam chowder again.
Maybe there'll be another convention I can go to. That would be fun. I'll go to that convention again. That was fun.
I just want to eat clam chowder every single day again. Okay, it was wonderful.
And stay in the hotel with the celebrities.
That was fun too.
Have amusing stories.
But so this movie starts off in Plymouth, Massachusetts, and this Tiffany had a lot of thoughts about this movie in the beginning, because I think it's pretty quickly they show, or pull up my notes. No, okay, you have a couple things that happen before you go to right mark, where you have the cop comes to Thanksgiving and he's talking to the woman, and none of it made any sense to me because I just got introduced to this movie. I was very confused.
So the cop, first off, is Sheriff Eric, played by Patrick Dempsey, star of romantic comedies from the 80s forward.
Yes.
Also star of Grey's Anatomy.
For a very small part of that show's history.
And he wanted to be in a horror movie. Well, now he is.
Wish granted.
Ta-da!
Yay.
This is a very low budget film.
15 million.
Yeah.
Not that low budget, yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty low budget for
As
like
soon as it started, I was like, this has to be a low budget movie. It has to be.
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I think the money that was spent went into the effects.
Yes, I agree.
Because outside of some dodgy CGI blood, which is there.
Yeah.
Man, the effects in this movie are dope.
They're hilarious.
They're good. They're very fun. They
Oh,
are
I don't
a
know.
lot of fun.
Like I don't watch. They felt like 80s schlock.
Yeah, it's the same with Terrifier.
We're not going there. I'm not going there. You can watch that movie. I'm not watching that movie ever.
So
So
that's what I thought. I was like, oh, this is like an 80s slasher film right now.
it just kind of had that feeling to it with some of the kills where it just seemed so goofy.
Guy is never getting his waffle maker.
And
I didn't realize how important that first scene is when the sheriff goes to the house and he's talking to the woman, and the guy there I think is supposed to be the manager's wife, right?
well, Mitch, the guy whose house Patrick Dempsey goes to, it's like, friend, longtime friend, and his wife, Amanda, played by the still amazing Gina Gershon, is like friends with Eric and like tried to coax him out of his shell after his wife died. Happens. So he's like a family friend going over there, and they're going to sit down for Thanksgiving dinner. Aw. Until the call of retail.
Ah, yes.
Oh god. This brought back horrible flashbacks.
I mean,
Yeah,
because
Fact.
I was going to ask, has anybody here have been on the receiving end of a Black Friday sale? Obviously, this is heightened. This is ridiculous. I mean, I doubt.
It's not that
Will you stop
ridiculous.
Is it? Okay, because I've never
Sorry.
felt the pull to traipse to actually go to a store on Black Friday. I've never done it. It just,
I've done it almost every year.
why? It's just I don't need the waffle iron that much. I don't need a $400 TV that much, and especially now the advent of cyber everything, there's really no need. But I know people who used to do that as like a family thing. Like, hey, we're gonna go bargain hunting on Thanksgiving, like that being a legitimate thing. I would love to hear some stories of.
Do you really? I did Black
Yes,
Friday for 20 years.
Black Friday's gone awry from the perspective of someone in retail. I don't want to hear about like you getting injured by somebody. That's not fun.
Oh, no, trust me. I got a fun injury story.
Oh,
Okay,
please,
go ahead,
please.
Melanie.
When I was younger, I used to go Black Friday shopping with my mom. Now, when I was 15, 16, I'm like over 200 pounds, 6 foot tall. I'm the muscle.
Protect your mom.
I'm basically blocking my mom, pretty much. And I went Black Friday shopping the year that Tickle Me Elmo came out.
Oh, we were just talking about this. Go ahead.
No.
And there was one left on the shelf. I didn't even
God.
have anybody in my family that wanted one. I just wanted to get one because money. One of
You're
those metal canes came out of the crowd and almost broke my goddamn wrist.
Oh my god.
This old lady hobbles out, grabs it, and runs back into the crowd.
Whoa.
And I'm just sitting there holding my wrist, looking like stunned because this is somebody's grandma who almost broke my arm.
But her grandchild wanted that toy, damn it.
You know what? More power to her. I'm not willing to do it.
Wow.
And of course, I got
That was
payback
realistic, though. We
because
keep popping our earbud, though. Sorry.
I got payback because I spent 22 years in retail.
So you got me.
Like at Menards and Kmart and Walgreens and so many different places. And all of them.
You got around, Ken.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of a retail slut like that. I don't care. But it was
loyal to
horrible.
Kohl's for 20 years. That's
Sounds
sad
like
to
a
say.
nightmare. Sounds like an absolute nightmare. I used to do for Thanksgiving. When I was in college, I worked in a supermarket deli, but it was like a high-end supermarket, like a Whole Foods competitor. And so my Thanksgiving mornings were spent at the food store, at the store. We were open till 2:00, and I worked in a deli, and I always weaseled my way into doing the catering, because we would have, obviously the deli counter be full of people. Again, why would you be full of people at the deli counter? You would think we'd be dead on Thanksgiving Day, but no, people still want their cold cuts for some bizarre reason. But I would always weasel my way to working at the catering side, handing out people's frozen turkeys, people's crudité platters, people's giant sides of, whatever, coleslaw and potato salad and yams and all that. Because I would be by myself in a very cool, cold meat room, just handing out stuff. And I'm everyone's best part of everyone's day. Hi, is my order here? Why, yes, it is. Thanksgiving served. Thank you. So that's what I always did, and it was double time and a half because it was a union job in New Jersey, so I was making bank for the time. So my Thanksgivings were great, and I'd be done by 2, and I'd go to wherever for Thanksgiving dinner, and that'd be it. The best, though, were people who would complain about their fresh turkeys, that the fresh turkeys were frozen. So let me just set this up very quickly. When you buy a frozen turkey, you need to thaw out that stupid thing, because that thing was frozen to like 0 degrees. It's a brick. Do not expect to just pop that out of the fridge and start cooking with it that day. It's a whole process if you've ever cooked a turkey. Or you can do the fresh turkey, which is flash frozen to like 32 degrees, but you still need to thaw it out for a few hours before you do it. Well, people evidently thought that the fresh turkeys that they were purchasing at King's and from Montclair were just like fresh off the carcass, like flopping around 80 degrees room temperature. Just shove it into your oven. By all means, go right ahead. We don't need to actually freeze these things because bacteria doesn't exist in our lovely part of the world. No. They would call scream. They'd pick up their turkeys at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and they'd be like, "Why is my turkey frozen?" It's like, well, you got a fresh turkey, but you still got to thaw it out for a couple hours. There's some instructions in there. I have guests coming in an hour. Well, I don't know how you plan on cooking that turkey
in an hour.
In an hour, Miss McGillicuddy, but y'all are gonna have to go eat some Chinese food or get some Domino's. I think they're open, so
Yes, they are.
that ain't gonna happen. So that was my experience, and I never did the retail Black Friday rush, and I can't. My anxiety just would not allow that. I can't imagine just the idea.
I mean, I worked at Sam's Club, which wasn't much. I worked at Target, which the years that I was there weren't bad. And this is like 2009 is when I worked there, I want to say. So it wasn't bad. I wasn't in charge of electronics. So
okay.
I never had any bad experiences.
Okay.
And I didn't go Black Friday shopping when I was a kid, but what I used to do is I would go at night after I got off work at like usually 9, 10 o'clock. Me and Tiff would go and buy cheap movies or cheap games if they had any left.
That makes sense.
My favorite was, you got like hundreds of people in the store, and everybody's like, do you have this size? Nope, everything's out. Can you go check in the back? Sure, I'll just have my little elves whip it up for you. No, everything is out.
Everything is out. Please stop bothering me.
That was always my favorite. Go check in the back, because I would.
For like 10 minutes, right?
I would make a really big show of going into the back, looking, open up the loading dock, go having a quick smoke.
Oh, that's why you opened. I was like, why you open? I'm like, oh, yep, that makes sense.
Yep. Because I know damn well we don't have anything back there. It's all out there. I put it all out there this morning at 4 a.m. I know. So, yeah, that was my fault.
Hilarious. Yeah, sure, I'll go have a smoke break. I was ever wonder why you came back smelling like smoke.
Oh, I always smelled like smoke.
I was going to say, if he's a smoker, he always
yeah.
smoke.
So someone would have been like, you smell like fresh smoke. I wonder why. Like,
I had to fight a dragon for your stuff, man.
That we don't have.
And that we don't have.
How do you think I feel? I had to fight a dragon.
I had to suck him down, too. But no, I mean, that's all I can think of with this movie, with the whole Black Friday scene. It's just so... and that's not how 2023 is, because COVID happened, and that kind of killed it all.
Yeah, COVID happened, and as we speak, we're recording this on the 23rd of November. Black Friday sales have already been going on for the past week.
Yeah.
So, there's
so different.
There's no point in going to the store anymore. It's not as fun.
No, I mean, Walmart don't even really have all the DVDs out on deep clearance that they did. That's all done with.
Yeah. That was my favorite part. Getting seasons of series.
Yeah, we have a whole lot of Game of Thrones we'll probably never watch.
That's why. Yeah, I know.
So you get good stuff sometimes. I missed that. So I got my Resident Evil movie collection that I'm slowly going through. That's how I feel too right now. So. But yeah, you can get some good deals, and I miss it because now they just don't do it anymore. Really,
But it's not worth all that. Like, that is a little exaggerated what was in the movie, but it's not that exaggerated.
That's interesting.
I mean, people have been trampled to death. I know at least a couple people have died throughout history from Black Friday shopping.
Furby and Tickle Me Elmo. And in the 80s, it was Cabbage Patch Kids. You have usually have a toy every year that's super hot. That hasn't happened recently, though.
That's the internet. So, yeah. I wasn't expecting this movie, even the beginning, to go where it goes. So we've been talking half an hour. We're just now really getting into the movie.
Oh, I can talk more.
I know. That's fine. But when you get introduced to Jess, who I didn't even realize until way later in this movie that she's the daughter of the guy who owns Right Mart.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
Okay, so it wasn't just me. Good.
I thought she was related to the manager.
Me too at first, because she sneaks in, and then he's like, "Oh, great, you're here," and I'm like, "Well, that seems like a guy that would be mad at his teenage daughter."
Yeah,
it seemed accurate.
She was at the guy who owns Right Mart's house for Thanksgiving.
See, I didn't put two and two together.
Ah, okay.
It still could have been the manager's daughter.
I just didn't. I didn't realize he was the owner.
Okay.
I don't think I realized that either.
Not until later. I did not realize that was the owner, that she was there.
Well, at the very outset, you really don't know, because you have someone saying you have the basically kind of the tale of two Thanksgivings. I actually like the way this movie opens. It's kind of the haves and have-nots, right? You have the one family who brings over the police officer, and the dad's like, I gotta go to work. It's Thanksgiving. This stupid store's open, and you're like, oh, that's a bummer. And you have the rich family who's enjoying. Oh. And I don't think they mention it there that my store is open. I don't remember, but at a certain point, you do get those. You do tie the two together. But I don't remember.
It wasn't too quickly, because it wasn't until later that I realized it.
Yeah, there was a moment where they did talk about how the store was open, how they were keeping the store open for Thanksgiving. Right. And the stepmom was like, "Oh, so proud of you, blah, 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 money."
Yeah.
I hated that lady.
I mean, she did remind me of, it made sense, like an owner's wife. Seemed perfect.
Or just like a manager, too, because they think the store making money means they're going to make money, too.
It does, depending on the job.
Yep.
I was a store manager for a very small amount of time, and yeah, you get bonuses, depending on the structure of the company. But again, you don't get much.
I was going to say, not as much as you would think.
No, my annual bonus would have been like 2,500. No, it wasn't. I think my annual bonus was going to be like 12,000 throughout the course of the entire year, but it probably was a lot less than that. But then again, you never see it, so it was a fake bonus.
Dangle it in front of your face.
Yes, it didn't happen. So that's neither here nor there. But yeah, no, I just didn't get when you have her friends show up and they're supposed to go to the movies, and it makes sense. There's movies on Thanksgiving. I've actually went to a movie on Thanksgiving. I saw Nightcrawler on a really depressed Thanksgiving. I went and saw that movie.
Oh my God.
Ooh, that was a real upper right there. And I'm already feeling depressed and sad, and I went and saw that movie without knowing what it was. A very depressing movie. No, there's no X-Men in that movie.
Did you think for it?
No, I knew I wasn't that dumb. But I was just like, I'm sad. My son's not with me. I don't have any family here. My girlfriend is broke, whatever the hell that relationship was. And I'm like, I'm going to go eat at Baker Square, and then I'm going to go see Nightcrawler.
I'm going to go watch the most depressing movie known to man that confirms everything horrible about humanity. Yeah. That'll show me.
Yeah, I went in blind. Like, oh, okay, movie got good reviews. I'll go see it. No idea what I was watching. It's about a guy who is an ambulance chaser, essentially, to make movies to sell to the news. So he films crimes and stuff, and then decides to make his own.
Oh, that sounds...
It's a really good movie. It's depressing as shit.
Yeah, there's no joy. There's no joy in that movie at all, if I remember correctly.
I was looking for joy that night too, and I did not find any.
Nope.
No, goodness. I'm glad you're still with us.
I mean, it's fair. Bad time in my life.
Oh, sorry, man.
But yeah, so I thought that, and they decided to go to the right market. They're like, I broke my phone. I got into a fight, and we're gonna go to the fake Walmart and buy a new phone. It's like,
I'm like, on Thanksgiving with that huge crowd.
Wait till another day.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's important to note this is on Thanksgiving. It's not a Black Friday sale. This is, the store is opening at 6 p.m.
Yeah,
on Thanksgiving. That's ridiculous.
Just leave it. Go. I mean, wait a couple. Go to your movie after your movie. After the crowd has gotten the free stuff and the crowd is then go buy your phone.
Go to any damn Walgreens and get a burner for the night.
A burner phone. Yeah. Do you actually need your phone?
He needed to text somebody, and then his girlfriend's like, "Who are you gonna text?"
I'm right here.
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, it just proves they're assholes because one, they go through the do not enter sign, and they also park in the handicap.
Yeah, that's That really grinded my collective gears. Parking in the
Same.
come on, I saw someone do that the other day at a supermarket. It's like come on, can we have a little bit of decency in our world? Damn it! I
mean,
got
aren't
all
people
mad.
scared of getting tickets?
No,
Not gonna go to jail.
But a ticket, you gotta pay it.
I know. See, that doesn't worry a lot of people because I think those kids were rich. So
They were,
Well,
yes.
They were.
I'm
But
terrified of tickets. Yes, I
I'm
know.
not a fan. I avoid them whenever
Right.
possible.
I only got one parking ticket and one speeding ticket in my life, and I plan to keep it that way for both. So, I can.
yeah, he drives like the speed limit.
I drive 5 over the speed limit. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
but that's not fast enough for most people.
No, especially not in Wisconsin. When I drive in Wisconsin, everybody gets so mad at me because in Milwaukee, the speed limits mean nothing.
We get honked at a lot and light flashes.
I swear, Milwaukee has really low speed limits, and everyone goes 10 over them.
Yep.
Again, I'm not wrong.
Nope.
That's how we got in an accident naturally. Because she was like, he's going too slow.
That was a little different, but
Oh, okay.
that was she didn't look, and I was there.
Ta-da.
So.
Surprise.
But also, like when they go in the employee entrance, like that is such a shitty move. But I mean, at the same time, someone's like, "Hey, look, they're going in the employee entrance." I'm like, "Well, maybe they work there, you idiot. Like the store's about to open, they got to get to work."
No, we didn't have it. Our employee entrance was like one side, but you get people in line being like, "That line is back there." I'm like, sorry, I work here. Do you want the store to operate? Because we all work here.
I mean, I remember showing up to stores in the morning and someone being, and I started to let myself in. Like, we don't open for half an hour. Like, you can, and I ain't letting you in now, so you can just sit right there. Like, you ain't coming in. That's always annoying when you have to go into the main entrance. You don't have a back entrance or something else to sneak into.
Yeah.
But I mean, even then, that isn't what gets everybody going in this movie. Is when after they get inside and they're paying for their phone and they're just like upsetting the crowd on purpose.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
why?
Because there's people from Hanover out there, Michael.
that's right. High school matters. Don't you know? High school is the most important thing.
High school sports are ridiculous in every part of the country.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I live in the great state of Texas,
Oh.
and
And
boy, oh
that's
boy,
where
do
that
they love
shit
their.
came from.
Yes, it did, and it should stay here and not propagate because it's really annoying. I don't like it.
I know Texas loves their football, and thanks to young Sheldon, I know more about that. That is actually why.
It's funny.
Good show. But just every,
No.
like,
He said no.
Yeah, I would. I mean, listen, you're allowed to like what you like, sir. It's fine.
Like what you like, but don't go speaking an objective fact around me. I will tell you.
but when and then all of a sudden the crowd starts rushing the door, like,
Their dad upset these people are going to take all their free waffle makers.
it was ridiculous.
It happens.
I know. And I think the guy unlocking the door that gets crushed to death is pretty close to what happened in real life to somebody.
Yeah.
He unlocked the door and he got trampled.
Yep.
It just shows how important material items are to people and how spoiled people's children.
It's America.
My baby's going to hate me because she didn't get a Tickle Me Elmo. Like, everyone's getting one. What if she doesn't?
Not everyone's getting one. Ken didn't get one.
Yep. I didn't get one. It was a sad Christmas in the Sanity household, let me tell you.
I can't believe some woman just smacked you with a cane.
And she was little, wasn't she?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Of
she
course.
just sneaked out
Of
and
course.
sneaked back in.
She had that low center of gravity, and that cane came from up above.
Oh,
Like,
like a ninja.
Hey, little old people can be vicious.
Oh, man. Don't get me started on that one.
I mean, hell, some can climb up brick
Generation my
walls, aren't they?
My fat ass wasn't doing it.
She was escaping. She had enough of that day.
so,
She was 93, by the way, this lady
Yeah.
climbing walls.
True story. Yes, Ken.
well, I was just going to say, so basically what we're saying is the crowd is pressing against the entire glass front door. Eventually the glass starts to break in a great fucking sequence. Like the way that the glass just slowly starts to splinter and then everything falls in. Oh, that was chef's kiss, baby.
It looked like a zombie horror movie.
It was good.
Yeah.
That's what I
It
kept
really
thinking of.
is. Which it is. You have these mindless buffoons, charging the door because they want to get their free waffle iron. And again, like, obviously it's heightened, but there's a bit of commentary here, which I appreciate. I do like this. This is all good stuff. And as much as I've stated disdain for one director that we have to talk about now because he can't remain nameless. This is excellent. This is really interesting and fun, and even though it's very stylized, And boy, oh boy, do they really lay on the Boston accents thick. Like, boy, oh boy.
It was only
Like-
the men, though. Do only men have Boston accents?
You're right. It is only the guys who have the Boston accents. You're
No,
right.
it's not.
Yeah. Oh no. You're right. The one lady was super wicked smart. Like she was. Wow. That's right. You're right. The one lady,
The
the
waitress?
first, the
Yeah.
waitress. Yes.
That's her
Yeah,
actual
good call.
accent, though. That's like her real accent. That's how she
Oh,
talks
is it? Oh,
every
good.
day.
Nice.
See, I didn't know this movie takes place that close to Boston, or I would have had Phoebe join us. I didn't realize. I mean, I should have known. I mean, but I had no idea.
Well,
this movie
but there's no like other than the accents. There's really no references to Boston. I highly
No.
doubt this was even shot in Boston. So
No, we're
I don't-
shot in Ontario.
okay, see, there you go. So
Hamilton.
I mean, that's why everything is filmed in other places, because cheaper to shoot in Ontario and certain places.
sure is.
Yep.
If you don't get your tax breaks, the whole show can get canceled even before it even airs. So, Swamp Thing. In Georgia, they didn't get their tax credits. They canceled the entire show.
Good.
Yeah.
So pissed. So pissed.
So,
Opportunity
That's
squandered.
yes. Who lost his job before the show even aired.
Oh,
It was shitty.
he's a nice guy.
So, like, I didn't know what to expect from this movie. Like, you see the guy walk through and he gets his neck cut by the glass.
And
then
still keeps walking.
He still picks up a waffle, the free waffle thing, and then just dies there.
Stupid.
And then
It's
somebody
stupid.
takes it from him.
The lady's like, "That's mine now. You can't use it."
And there's more on the pile next to him.
I gotta have the bloody one to show it pop.
Hey, listen,
Like-
this is chaos we're dealing with. This is the end of humanity. This is all the worst parts of a zombie movie. I think someone said. Yeah, this is
Yeah, it is.
this is how it works.
This takes the subtext of Dawn of the Dead and just makes it text.
Yeah.
I'm fine with.
It was pretty damn funny. And then, like, you really know what kind of movie you're getting, because just shortly after this, you have, like, the people you've seen so far kind of hiding, and you have Amanda, who is the woman that you saw earlier that I thought was related to the cop, and then she gets her head smashed by a cart and gets killed.
And then her hair pulled off. I was like, "No, what?"
First you break her neck, now we gotta have a little gore as we're gonna pull her hair out.
Yeah.
And there was a
But-
part that made Tiffany groan in pain 2 times that we watched it. We had to rewind it.
What was it?
When the guy gets his hand stepped on, the picture.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like, that's real. Maybe not in that way, but it's realistic. You step on somebody's hand, it could break. So I have sympathetic pain feelings.
Mm-hmm.
That is a very human reaction. You're allowed.
Thanks.
Not pleasant.
It's a violent scene. This whole part is just so violent, and little did I realize how important it was when the cop goes in there and sees Amanda get murdered by the cart and shoots his gun off to stop the mob. I didn't understand how important that scene would be.
And interesting, what's interesting about this too, and this is why this is fun, because we've been talking a lot about slashers and when people deserve what they get. Everyone in this scene is deserving what they get. Like they're all behaving like animals, like maniacs. So the only person who doesn't deserve it, of course, is the poor security guard who gets flattened. He doesn't deserve it. Even the mom doesn't deserve it. The wife doesn't deserve it because she's just there bringing her husband, some Thanksgiving leftovers.
Yeah, just so he can have something on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, just to have a taste of home on Thanksgiving. And so it's setting things up in a really good way where, again, there are people who are getting what they deserve and not getting what they deserve. So the victims, you can actually feel from a bit like, oh man, that really stinks. So I had that moment when the husband, sees his wife there. I'm like, wow, that sucks. That's really unfortunate. So this is all good. This is all good stuff. Now the shoppers getting trampled and all that. You know what? Look. Just I don't know. Thanksgiving Day parade is on right now. Can we just do that instead? But there's something to be said for this kind of madness that's happening here.
It just the way it's all shot and everything. I was just impressed with what this movie was going for.
Straight off the bat.
Yeah, and then you get the title screen.
Oh, I love me an artistic title screen like that
Same.
too. The gunfire goes off, just everything turns red. Title card, beautiful, solid.
And then it goes.
Slasher movies.
Yeah, but this one worked for me. Like I'm starting to get more into horror movies.
I think you can, because I could never.
No, you couldn't.
Oh, I didn't do this by myself. I had the help of one Bill Tucker with me.
Yes, yeah. I'd like a scooch of credit on this. I mean, I'm not.
It's both of you.
Thank
You guys
you.
played a big part in it.
Thank you, Bill.
I'm not one who's desperate for attention, but I do want a little bit at least.
Yeah, credit where credit's due. I'm not
Definitely
throwing
psychological
those.
horror. I mean, this wasn't. I mean, this isn't that at all. This is just.
No.
To me, the movie was hilarious.
No, this is the opposite of psychological horror. This is dumb horror. But
Yeah, this
it's
is big,
great.
stupid, dumb.
My favorite genre for horror is psychological horror. Like I'm next year for Spooktober, I want to watch Black Swan now.
Yeah,
I don't think you need to wait till Spooktober for that, but
No,
I agree.
maybe sooner.
It's not really a horror movie.
It said psychological horror in the Wikipedia.
we can do an
Wikipedia is
Aaron.
not right.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we
We'll
can do
cover
an.
it at some point then.
I'm sorry. I was just. I have a. We can do an Aronofsky April or something, right? We could. That'd be nice. That'd be fun.
Ooh.
I'm not kidding.
I haven't done any.
Aronofsky.
I don't do a lot of theme months, but we'll see.
We're going to. We're going to pick an actor.
Do a whole month of one actor movies.
Yeah.
Requiem for a Dream.
Oh, you want to do a
like-
horror movie?
Yeah. I'm actually interested to see if that actually holds up today to modern viewing. It's been a very long time. Anyway, back to this particular.
So after
Eli
it
Roth
shows a
story.
year later, you have a little thing where you see the video was posted at some point online that the guy had taken.
Like right then and there. He probably posted it right then.
Yeah, but you see somebody watching it, which is you see the killer watching it.
Yeah.
You see the guy grab an axe.
And it was definitely made after the fact because it has like text overlay and all sorts of dumb things
Oh yeah.
All sorts of stupidity.
We're like,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
like
this
the
is the
air
defense
horns.
player.
with like and subscribe.
That didn't make me laugh, by the way. As somebody who produces content, that part made me chuckle.
You don't get all of the like heart emojis. Like
It's supposed to be people liking it live type of thing, when,
I
like
know,
for the
but
videos.
there are thumbs up and there's smile and then they have the emoji with the hearts in the eyes. But you're loving somebody getting murdered.
You're loving their content.
Okay.
Mhm. I mean, if they couldn't do what Ashley would exist, so they had to do his generic-y stuff too, I guess. I
Yeah,
don't know,
because
but
you can't pay Google enough to put YouTube in a horror movie.
But it-
Like a $15
I mean,
million
as I make content, I don't really tell people like subscribe me. I want you to, but like it amused me was there like my son was watching a police video, and all of a sudden in the video the guy goes, "Don't be like Andre. Go to school. Don't rob banks."
Like who the fuck is Andre?
And it was just hilarious. And it wasn't the name Andre. I don't remember the name was, but it was about the guy he was talking about
Swan.
who got it for whatever the hell he was doing. So yeah, I think it was don't do drugs and go to school. And it was just an ad for whatever his He brought to you today by today's sponsorship. It was just hilarious.
What is he?
And I'm just like, yep, that's you. That's you. That's what you do.
Welcome to the internet.
So this made me chuckle even more too. And you have I put here in my notes. You see the cops at a diner, and I think it's kind of to throw you off where the new deputy that shows up puts on the mask.
I thought it was him at first.
You're supposed to. Because it's the first time you see the mask, other than like from the backside, and you see someone putting it on. So it's supposed to make you think, okay, this is a new guy who's in town. The funny thing is, it's such a red herring. Like I knew it was a red herring. I'm like, that's definitely not the guy. Little did I know that the guy's in this scene.
Man, there are so many like this could be the killer moments here in this entire movie because like at some point you'd start to think everybody's the killer.
Yeah, I thought it was one or two people for a couple parts of this movie. I thought there were two killers.
I never pegged the sheriff though. Did you?
Spoiler, but no.
Oh, sorry. Okay, really?
You know,
That's
this
it, I'm
is
like-
probably the newest movie we've talked about on the podcast in a while.
In a while,
We
yes.
did Annabelle.
It might be.
Oh, Abigail.
Abigail.
I didn't. I haven't done Annabelle. I do not want to watch Annabelle.
Ken, Bill,
I don't like dolls. That has dolls.
you made me get rid of mine.
Yes, I don't like dolls.
She was in a coffin. She was fine.
Coffin's open.
And I don't like Annabelle, so I'm not going to push.
Oh,
I wouldn't even watch Megan with you. I didn't even want to see the one scene I saw. I do not like. Like no,
Okay, did you guys see Megan?
Yeah.
It
It's
wasn't
fine.
bad. I thought that was okay.
it's a doll. I don't like dolls. I really don't like dolls.
I think there's gonna be a Megan.
There it is.
You know what movie doesn't have dolls?
Thanksgiving.
This one, yeah.
Hey.
And then you have a yes. You have a scene at the fair. And this is when I found out. Oh yeah, John Carver is a real person because I googled it after that. They're like, we're at John Carver's house. No, I did not.
Well, who knows the first governor of New Plymouth?
People in Plymouth.
Yeah, probably. I sure as hell didn't.
You know, I should text Phoebe and ask her if she knows. I doubt she does, but I'm curious now.
Who's John Carver? And see what she says. He's doing it right.
Yep, she's asleep,
Yeah.
but she'll tell me later.
See, I think Phoebe's seen this movie though.
She hasn't. I asked her earlier today.
Oh, okay.
She knows what High Tension is because when I told her I was going to be watching that next week, she's like, "Oh, good luck on that."
Oh.
So
I'm so excited for her.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't think this was that important when you find out the axe is missing at his house and they're all upset because they couldn't shoot their commercial. And I was like, okay, big deal. But is that the same John Carver house that's going to play a part later in this movie?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is.
So a lot bigger house than I thought it was.
Yeah. Well, it's got like you see a quick shot of the outside and it got like buildings all connecting to it. Like it's something that's been added on over the years, I'm sure.
Yeah. And he was in charge of a city, so it makes sense that he wouldn't have a little wood cabin.
In charge of a colony, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Good point. Is that, wow, that one of the first 13 colonies, huh?
Mm-hmm.
History lesson.
Yeah. There's a song in my head, but I can't remember how it goes. I don't want to try to word it, but I know there's a song in the 13 colonies.
There's a song for everything in history, and
Yeah, that's how you teach kids and lock it in their
Yeah.
brain for zero reason.
nobody ever talks.
I'm somewhere in my brain there's a song floating, but I can't lock it down. So
Okay, let's move on.
So, and I just have in my notes. This is, I think, when you have all the kids at the diner, kind of talking about because they saw did they get tagged yet in the fake Instagram post?
Not yet.
Okay, but I think they're just talking about what happened last year, and you have that McCarthy, or not McCarthy, but some kid giving out flyers saying, "Oh, come to McCarthy's party," which will play a part in this movie later.
I like.
Slightly. Like, honestly, not as much as I expected.
Me either.
Yeah, again, I agree. You would think the way they were really selling the big party, it's really just there's a few characters in here too that don't have a ton to do, that are kind of ancillary. I could have saved a few bucks on some of these characters, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I thought there was going to be more. Like, I was thinking that the party was going to be like a good chunk of this movie where everyone gets murdered at the party. That's what I thought this movie was going to
Nothing
be.
really happens, actually. The party is the least
No.
of anyone's concerns.
But that's what I thought the movie was going to have.
Yeah.
That was just my assumption at this point, because it was like, well, why? It makes sense. You have the party, and then it's right after this. You have Jess look outside, and she sees a guy standing there wearing the mask, the John Carver mask. Which is that? I'm assuming it's not that wasn't actually the guy that is killing everybody. I'm assuming. Yeah, Guy Fawkes mask.
Yeah, see, like, you don't know. You never know where the killer is in this movie. And that's why I think it really works well.
It has a I know what you did last summer / Scream feel to it.
Oh.
Very much.
It absolutely has an I know what you did last summer feel to it. If you look at the plot broken down to its barest components, it's the exact same fucking story.
That's very true.
Were there actually 2 of those movies?
There were 3 of those movies.
Oh, was there?
My
I
God.
don't know if I've ever seen the third one.
Okay, because I knew there was I know what you did last summer, and I know there's I still know what you did. I'm like, no, that can't be real. That must have been just a fake parody.
Nope.
No,
Nope.
that's
And then there's also I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer.
Jennifer Love Hewitt and everything.
Okay. Sometimes I didn't know it was a Mandela effect where it didn't actually happen, but I thought it did. 'Cause I'd never seen
No,
those movies.
it's
I
real.
get
I'm
top
sorry.
one.
Okay. But that's all I could think of too when he was like, oh yeah, I know what you did last Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Like, no, absolutely. This is 100%, almost beat for beat. I know what you did last summer. Somebody dies. Somebody gets revenge years later. Like, it happens a lot.
I also did not realize that the woman at the diner was the same woman from the opening at the store until the movie tells you.
Oh.
Had no idea, because they show her when the kids are at the diner, and then it's right after this, you see the killer sharpening his axe for a second, and then you have the whole scene where the woman's at the diner trying to close up, and he goes in there and starts trying to murder her.
That's not how garbage dumpsters work, by the way.
Well, no, not even that, but like he dunks her in the water and then puts her face against the freezer.
Oh.
I don't think that's how that works either.
Have you ever had a wet hand and reached into an ice maker?
Yeah, if it was
No.
how, that's what would happen.
Oh.
Ever done that?
That's absolutely what would happen.
Would it rip all the skin?
I think
It might.
hot water.
Yikes.
And I mean, that is a powerful freezer too. So I mean, you're talking about sub-zero temperatures. Those freezers get really fucking cold. I was in them enough times working, so I know. I worked at fast food places, and then I had to go in the freezer. And I remember working at Burger King having to count shit. Oh god, that was a terrible job. Let's count shit every single night just so we make sure no one's stealing anything. We don't trust anybody who works here. Good old corporations. So yeah, that okay. But I mean, that was for me. That was pretty like it's amusing how he sticks to the freezer, then he's gonna chop her when she starts to escape.
And then she tries to use her cell phone.
That was hilarious.
Because that's realistic, though. If she had blood on her fingers.
Her fingertips got ripped off.
Well, yeah, so I don't think it would, register. And because the camera was smeared, it wouldn't register.
But we do know her fingertips would grow back.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Actually,
Because of 7.
so painful.
Thanks, 7.
7.
Yeah, no, that was, and then she tries to look at her face, but since part of her face is missing, it can't recognize her face. That was I actually laughed a bit at that one.
Damn technology. What happened to our push button phone? She could have called 911 with one of those.
She could call 911 with one of these too, emergency mode.
Except she can't get her fingerprints to register because she don't have none.
You still can.
But you would have to click a button and swipe up. So, he's...
No, you can just go on the main screen, emergency call, and just press it and go.
I don't know. Well, whatever.
But I think her fingertips were turned into the consistency of gloves. So
Okay.
I think the captive screen was not recognizing that as skin because there was no skin.
Yeah.
Maybe if she'd used her nose or
Your nose does work. I've done it before.
For what?
Yeah.
No, just
Again,
open your phone.
one of my favorite new things on this show is us trying to psychoanalyze the horror victim's lack of forethought. You know what? Honestly, hey, you with half ripped off face and no fingertips anymore, you could have thought this through a little bit more.
No, your nose doesn't work. I just tested it. You can unlock the phone,
Why
or
are
you can get the screen on, but you can't hit the emergency call. Oh, no, you can hit the emergency call button. It takes a few tries. So.
I just think it's very funny that we all feel like we would be so cool and calm in a similar situation.
Oh.
We all like to think that we'd all be like, oh, we have this figured out.
Look,
I mean, I use my phone enough. I'd figure out my phone part.
We've
But yes,
seen enough horror movies. We know what not to do, so we'll figure it out.
you don't go
I
have
can
sex
sit
with
here
random hockey.
and be Captain Hindsight because I know in that situation I'm going to be the first one dead.
Yeah, totally. I don't think any of us have any fantasies about us getting out of this okay.
I do.
No.
I would get out.
All right.
I think I would get out. I think I watched enough documentaries and enough movies that I think I could get out.
I have too, but I'm not good under pressure.
Your downfall would be trying to figure it out, and then the killer would be like, "Ah!"
Fair. I also run fast, and I'd probably just get the fuck out of there. Well, okay, I used to run fast. I don't run fast anymore, but I'd leave.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
see,
can
I
move
don't
pretty
run fast.
in short distances.
When you want to, yes. Like at the convention when you were just moving, I'm like, I haven't seen this Tiffany before in a while. Like you're just like, boom.
It's like I gotta go get mine.
But the way that this woman gets murdered, where she gets murdered with a dumpster, which is not how any of this would actually happen, but she tries to go in the dumpster or something, or he just because he runs into her and then somehow she breaks in half.
Yeah, she was trying to hide in the dumpster. He hit the car, and the heavy, solid metal lid apparently slammed shut on her and cut her in half.
This is also when I laugh because the guts are so 80s schlock.
Oh, they look like we're ready to have a barbecue with some bratwurst.
I mean, it looked like it was supposed to be a joke.
I mean, kind of.
But also,
this
dumpsters.
is still, we're still in the world of Looney Tunes, Goofy. This is still fun for me. I'm watching this and going, okay, this is actually entertaining. It's dumb, and this is big dumb, big stupid. But I almost wish though that I do think that Roth does build a lot of pretty good tension in these scenes. The surprises are genuinely surprising. He did catch me a couple times. It's like, okay, that was a good one. So I was surprised by that.
I was also surprised when he puts half the body on the right mark sign.
Oh, right next to the 50% off sign.
Very good. Very good. Can't say it's not good.
Well, earlier he makes a comment, or someone makes a comment where they said it was 50% off, and I'm like, they should have said up to. I forgot who said it, but someone makes a comment, and I'm like, you missed the part.
I did?
No, they did, like the movie.
Oh.
They didn't put the dumb thing in, but maybe they didn't want to it. Okay, this is when the friend group is first tagged on the fake Instagram. Because that's 100% what it is. That's fake Instagram. I go on Instagram enough. That's what they were parodying.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I found that amusing. I like this part. I don't know. They don't, and also they don't even notice that their names are on the table yet. They don't, zoom into the picture.
Yeah, which I'm not even sure if you can do that on Instagram, but whatever. I don't care. It's a movie. Make up your own shit. We don't care.
You can.
Okay, cool. But
you don't have to. You can just actually click on the image and just scroll and zoom in if you care enough.
Oh, look at that. You can. I'll be damned.
So they're just really stupid.
He thought you were lying.
No, I didn't think it. I never tried it before because most of my Instagram feed is reels.
Oh,
or
that's
whatever
fair.
the hell they're called.
I don't
They're
know
reels.
the gram.
You use Reels from Facebook, same thing.
It's the same?
Yeah, it runs through Instagram. You just don't watch it from Instagram.
So,
Very sure.
all right, what was the next kill?
Well, you have cops at the crime scene, Jess at the station giving her testimony or whatever the hell, or being questioned.
Yeah.
She sees her old boyfriend who's been ghosting her, and then I do find this part funny when he's like, "You want me to tell that guy to go away?" And he's like, "Hey, babe," and kisses her. Love that.
Her expression.
Oh,
So yeah, Bobby was the pitcher who had his arm broke, and he has not just ghosted her, but disappeared for a year. And now he's back in town on the eve of Thanksgiving.
there is a funny joke, only funny to me, is they make a comment that he had family in Nebraska. And it made me laugh because Phoebe, who's from Boston, who's not on this episode, unfortunately, is in Nebraska, so it made me laugh. It was a joke only for me. Yes, please keep going. I have to do. This is when you have, but after you see him, that's when you have the security guard that ran away at the Black Friday.
Yes, the coward.
I love this. Is such a great little scene. Like, he's in his house, and you see that he's packing and getting ready to leave, and he's got his passport, and the car is outside waiting for him. And the cat's just sitting there staring at him like,
Feed me,
"You gonna
bitch."
feed me? Like, dinner was 10 minutes ago." And I can really
no,
relate to that. Because whenever when daylight savings time changed, and
Stomachs did not change.
no, when it was feeding time, even though it's an hour different now, he's like, "It's feeding time, human. What are you doing?" So that made me laugh. This is such a good kill too. Does he stab the guy in the gut with a mixer?
Electric carving knife.
Electric carving
Oh.
knife, as you do on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. So I've seen 2 movies with electric carving knife,
But you didn't turn it on.
but this one was cordless, wasn't it? Or was it cordless?
I think it
don't
was
know.
cordless.
The only other time I've seen one in a movie is Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah.
That's a good movie. It's a really
It
good movie.
is. I mean, it's not, but it is.
I haven't seen it since like 2003.
But
2003, Mike thought it was great.
oh man, oh man.
Him in the cut with the knife, and then he cuts off his head.
Oh, the way he cuts off his head, that was dope. Just hit him with that garrote and kind of, got him cinched up, kind of turned around and just spread his arms, and head went bloop.
Bloop. And what's really neat about what was actually pretty neat about that too is I really do like the way it was almost like an action hero. Like that was pretty badass.
It
Pretty
was.
badass method of dispatching. It was pretty good.
Like it was fun.
It's
pretty fun.
It reminded me of Hitman, which I've never played, but I know of.
Fair
What do you
enough.
think of?
And scene's not over yet because before he leaves with the head in the bag, he stops to feed the cat.
The cat's just looking at him like, it's dinner time.
Like, I know you killed my human, but
No,
I'm still hungry.
I don't care if you kill my human. I'm hungry.
Okay, so there's actually a really good reason for this. Eli Roth hates it in movies when somebody dies and they have a pet and they don't show anybody taking care of the animal, because then he spends the rest of his time watching the movie being like, well, who's going to take care of that animal?
I've thought that before in movies.
So that's specifically why he put this scene in.
Interesting. So you're saying that Eli Roth actually has a piece of empathy to him. He actually
Yes.
cares a little bit about humanity.
Yeah.
For animals, though. Okay, for animals. I mean, that's something. That's something for me to go on.
Look, listening to the commentary for this movie, you learn a lot of interesting things about him and how much
Interesting.
fun he had with this movie and this cast. Like he's very affectionate to the people he likes, and not in like a Harvey Weinstein way.
Good.
Okay, good.
Like he sounds like a person who genuinely enjoys making movies, who loves the actors that he works with. And, I get it. Something about his face just makes you want to plant a fist right in his suck hole. I understand it.
Fair. Thank you. At least.
But
no.
I don't know. I think I could get along with him at least for a drink or 5.
I could see it.
I can tolerate most people for a drink or two. I'll back that off a little bit. That's fair.
Depends on how drunk I get.
Drunk Tiffany's interesting.
Apparently, I yell at you every time we go over to Frankie, so that's
Yes.
good.
Yep, drunk Tiffany likes to yell when you try to take her home and try to stop her from drinking. She does not like that. All right. Also, I could really relate to the whole cat thing, because I'm sure that if we were both murdered, my cat would be like, "There's some food over here. I'll even climb on my dry food dish and stand here. Will you open it up for me?" I'm pretty sure that would happen.
Oh, mine would have eaten me.
I mean, Romeo doesn't have any teeth, so I don't know how.
He wouldn't be able to. I mean, he'd have to wait. He'd have to wait till I decompose a little bit.
He's got claws.
It would take a while. So, all right. After we talk about how cats can eat us, this is when you have Jess when she wakes up in the morning, I think, and she sees the post that they're all tagged in again, which is the one of the guy being murdered and his head sitting on a plate at the Thanksgiving table.
That was good. That was a good review.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this is a really good place to call out how good the prosthetics in this movie look. Like that head is a fake head.
Wow, that
it
is
looks good.
It does.
But
That is an
that is-
exceptional fake head.
That is a fake head. All the physical effects in this movie for like, you know, body parts and everything, exceptional. Just look great, and they're all physical.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, they did a really good job with all the prosthetics and props, and everything looked pretty real. I mean, I knew it wasn't, but it looked real.
Most of it was practical, though.
Yeah.
So that's why it's good.
Yeah.
Can't trust CGI. Gotta do it with your own hands.
And is this when? Okay, this is when Jess ends up because they end up talking with her ex-boyfriend, and she gets the idea to look up footage because the Right Mart had the actual footage from the crime scene that day, but of course hid it from the police, which seems completely accurate.
To be honest.
Yeah, we can't.
And this
go
one, she
on
sees her-
accepting things.
I didn't find it. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. That's exactly what a company would do.
Coles would do that. Yeah, 100%.
And this is when she sees her new boyfriend with hugging the security guard before the mob. So she thinks so it makes you think that he was somehow involved. I still thought he was for a long time.
Same. He just kind of plays a good douchebag.
He does. He really does. Well, at one point he gives everybody free tickets to the game, the football game, which also doesn't help. Also makes him look more like a douchebag too, a rich idiot.
You know who that is? Who that actor is?
No,
That is Milo Manheim. That is Cameron Manheim's son. Cameron Manheim, known from, I think, The Practice. Was that the show she was on? Maybe.
I have no idea.
Oh,
No idea.
I think I know who you're talking about. Oh, that's her son.
But
Yep, I see that.
yeah, second generation Hollywood here. It was The Practice that she was on. I'm so smart.
I didn't recognize any of this cast besides McDreamy. No
No.
one else I knew.
No, I recognize the guy we were just talking about. He's in that movie that I was obsessed about. Teen Spirits or whatever it's called.
You mean
Or
the show?
Yeah, the show.
Okay.
Sorry.
Not the
Never.
Nirvana song?
It's good.
And then one of them's a TikToker or an influencer. I forget.
Yeah, the one who plays Gabby.
Yeah,
Of course.
that I saw
Not
the name
surprised.
pop up. I saw the name pop up on the credits. Like, wait, that sounds familiar. And sure enough, it's an influencer of some sort.
Yep.
So really, just getting the best and the brightest for this particular. Yeah.
Addison Rae wanted to be in this.
Cool.
Like, she reached out to Eli Roth and was like, I really want a part in this movie.
Did fine.
Yeah,
I think she did fine.
I thought she was fine.
She played a good teenager, character. Like,
Not
believable.
Oscar worthy.
I agree.
Nothing was bad. Like, there wasn't any really bad acting in this.
I think
No.
everyone here, I think everyone here in this film is serviceable. Like everyone's serviceable. Everyone's just fine.
Yeah, like for what the movie is, they did a
Yeah.
fine job.
They all seem believable. They all seem like real people that exist in real high schools.
And most importantly, they all seem
100%.
age appropriate.
Yes.
Are we gonna Google their ages? Because I'm guessing they're not.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
bother, but they feel age appropriate.
Yeah,
and
they
they
felt
feel
like-
like friends,
Yeah.
which is wild.
Agreed.
That's such a big thing.
Movies like to cast 30-year-olds as high schoolers,
Yeah.
especially when it's Peter Parker. Well, that's what
Like-
comes to mind because I don't watch enough movies.
He wasn't always a high schooler.
Nobody is in the two of the movies I'm thinking of. You have Jess go to with the ex-boyfriend to the police station. That's when she does tell them about like, oh hey, this guy was hugging the security guard, and that's when Patrick Dempsey's like, oh, that doesn't match what he told us. And it's weird, huh? Like
Mhm.
he's probably like, thank you for doing that, Jess. This will help me out a lot. It's not the way you think. So, and you have a small moment where you see with the kids, where the school, and they're reading the essay, and one of the kids is a fucking dumbass.
That was funny.
That was funny though, where Fletcher is just reading his essay, and she's like, hey, what a good job, you copied mine.
I knew it was gonna be something.
Well, he didn't pay. I mean, this is why if you're gonna have somebody cheat for you, maybe you should pay the guy.
I'll get you next time.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
That seems very accurate. I'll get you next time. Just write my paper
Yeah, I'll pay you next time. Even though I didn't pay you for the last time, I'll pay you next time.
when you do my paper.
Like freaking people, like just pay your damn.
It's a high school job. I mean,
Yeah.
This is super realistic. Well,
I didn't talk to high school jocks. I didn't. I just hung around with one guy in high school all the time. So that was about it. That was most of my high school. I didn't do any sports. I didn't do anything. I just worked at a job in junior and senior year.
That's
So
what your mom wanted you.
probably. But you do have a scene that's also kind of important that felt like I'm guessing like a lot of slasher horror movies where the group gets together and is talking about who could be the killer and they start blaming different kids and different characters in the movie.
I know what you did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that in that movie too? Oh.
Yep.
I've only seen parts of that movie once, and that was well over 20 years ago.
It's worth revisiting.
It is. I wonder if it holds up.
I think it does.
Have you recently seen it?
Yeah.
Does somebody get put into like an ice chest in that movie?
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen that part.
Oh, so this is like almost beat for beat.
I've seen that part of the movie. It was
Well, it's not
randomly
really
on.
an ice chest. It's like an ice room.
Is it Freddie Prinze Jr.?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's your boy from, whatchamacallit? That show that you like that's stupid.
That doesn't narrow it down, by the way.
Johnny Galecki, the one who plays
Yeah.
Leonard.
Oh, he's in that movie? Okay, we are watching that movie now.
Oh,
All right. I'm not kidding. You guys got me interested now. I didn't know he was in that movie.
The girls, they get you excited.
Usually. I'll watch it with Johnny Galecki.
That's okay. I don't judge.
So it's very fitting. And then you have another scene to throw you off where you see Ryan wearing the pilgrim outfit and he puts on the hat and you're supposed to go like, and yeah, you even made a comment, Tiffany, about this. No, like the movie's like, you're like, the movie's already showing the killer? I'm like,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not.
I was like, is that him?
Well,
I knew
like,
it was a red herring.
they show him in a pilgrim outfit in an all-black room, and then he steps out, and you're like, oh, it's a fitting room for the parade. That he's going to be on a float dressed as a pilgrim.
He still
Okay.
could've been, like,
Yeah, but it felt too obvious, and this movie felt like it was going to go for something you least expected it, which, to be fair, the movie did. I did not expect where the movie went.
Oh, yeah.
damn McDreamy.
Like, I
Come on,
really
everyone.
thought I thought we were going to have a Scream where it was going to be the two boyfriends.
For a second, I did too. I thought there was two killers. Because Mike convinced me.
When we get there, I have questions that do not make sense to me. So, two killers would have made sense. I mean, Scream did it. Scream wouldn't have worked if you don't have two killers, if I remember correctly. I haven't seen Scream in a long time, though.
I don't remember.
I like Scream 1, though, the times I've seen it.
There's just too many.
I didn't say we're watching all of them. I just watched the first one.
Oh.
I don't think you need to watch more than one, right, Ken? Or
Oh, no, they're all great.
okay, I've never seen two.
He
or three.
celebrates the entire catalog.
I think I
do.
stopped when Nev Campbell stopped being in them.
Oh, that's when they got good.
Is it? Did she just
Yeah.
hold them back?
5 and 6 are awesome.
Okay, I have.
Like, I'm not saying the
We
other
saw one
ones
of
are
them.
bad, but, like, they're different.
Okay.
Interesting.
Anyway.
You have this is when you then go to the Hanover gym and you see the asshole from the year before that helped incite the whole riot because he was the guy that grabs the bullhorn and starts saying the store's open, rush them, essentially.
Yeah.
And
And
I do think this part is funny where the cheerleader takes him, gets him to follow her away, and I'm like, well, that's what you don't do in a horror movie.
Mhm.
yeah, but they're in Hanover. They don't know they're in a horror movie.
Right.
True.
And I like how
Very
he's
good
like,
point.
the coach said no sex. Like, I mean, why?
I thought when he stuck the knife up there, I thought she was going to do the splits again.
So that
Mhm.
actually happens in the trailer,
Yes.
the fake trailer.
Yes.
Oh, and they didn't put it in the movie? That's great.
No, but there's a whole thing that I'm going to go into when we get towards the end talking about that.
Okay.
Because
This
I
is a
think it's really
decent kill
clever.
scene. Okay.
Yo, this kill scene bothers me so much. Apparently, I have a thing with people's Achilles tendon being fucked up.
Mhm.
Because, like, the first time I saw this, I was like, oh, God, no. And it never got better in every time that I've watched it.
I didn't see her leg get cut.
Oh, that's the first one.
Okay, I
The
didn't
back
see.
of
I
her
just
foot
saw
just-
her.
That's why she falls.
Makes sense.
Otherwise, she'd probably just jump away from the knife.
Good point. I just
Oh.
thought that he just like stabbed her in the foot or something.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Takes out that Achilles and she falls like a sack of potatoes,
Oh, and then she just gets diced up a couple times.
diced up a few times.
Well, he doesn't even kill her. You find out.
No.
No, kills her later. I mean, the boyfriend gets killed because he snaps his neck, which
That turns his
It's
head all the way
fucking
around. I love it.
Which is pretty good. That's a pretty, again, another good practical effect. That's a pretty fun one.
Ugh.
I don't know. Her getting killed underneath the trampoline was interesting too. Like just the idea of just stabbing through the trampoline.
2 for 1.
Yeah.
2 for 1 special.
I mean, how do you know they're gonna be that dumb and going to the gym? I guess he just
They're teenagers.
okay.
Horny teenagers.
But who has
Yeah.
sex in high school? In school? I'm sure a lot of people probably do.
What?
Do you want me to answer that question?
It was a legit question. Then I thought about how stupid I sounded after I opened my mouth.
Clearly not at your high school.
I'm sure people did. Just I was not one of them. I never had any experiences or walking to anybody.
Sorry, wrong room. Bye.
Also, why would you want to fuck at school?
Why do people want to fuck anywhere? Because it's fun.
Fair enough. I know I worked at Sam's when people had sex in the freezer, I think.
Ew.
Or the cooler. They had sex in the cooler. I don't know if that was true. People told me that's what happened. I have no idea if it was true, though. No. But I do wonder if it was true or not. All right, then you find out a little bit later that the football game is canceled. I think this is funny when Fletcher's like, I'm just going to go play. And the guy's like, you can't play football by yourself, you idiot.
Yeah, dummy.
Watch
You can't.
me.
Yeah, watch me. Okay.
Like, what are you going to do? Throw the ball? I mean, you're not Superman. You're not the Flash. You can't throw the ball and run and catch it.
Nope.
I mean, it doesn't work that way. I think Superman done that before. Oh, I think in Smallville he does. He throws the ball and then runs and catches it.
Like, really throws.
I wish that show was good.
It was for, like, 4 seasons.
There. Okay.
Okay.
This is who you have. Like, I was confused why they do this. So Fletcher and his girlfriend go into the school. What were they doing? Like, was there a purpose besides them just being for the movie to have them get punched in the face?
Maybe they were going to have sex, too.
Oh.
No, they were looking for somebody, weren't they?
I don't remember what they were doing.
Ken, you're supposed to know all these answers.
Yeah, well,
I just remember they go into school and that's when they get punched in the face. And for a second, I thought it wasn't the killer. It was somebody else, like, spoofing them. Like, I thought it was going to turn out to be somebody from Hanover had put on a mask and was trying to get, like, revenge against the football team. That's why I was thinking the movie was going to throw me in a red herring. It doesn't. It turns out that it is the killer, but he doesn't kill them. He just kidnaps both of them.
yeah, which, that's fine.
And then this is when Jess finds the phone in the dumpster. Then she gets chased throughout the school. This is a good scene. I like this.
I like the idea that the high school has a cosmetology department because they do. Some of them do.
Really?
Yeah.
Surprise, too.
I would have taken that, learned how to dye my hair better.
Like
I like-
hiding among the wig heads. That was pretty cool.
Mhm.
I like it. I like how she does that.
Except she should have turned, because if you would look real closer, you would have saw her face. All the heads were turned backward.
But he wasn't even looking in that section. The section that he's in is not where she is. She's somewhere else.
He found her.
Well, she knocked over something. Well, I found her.
Yeah. That was on her.
And she hasn't done any other movie. She doesn't even have a Wikipedia entry.
No, she's done some other movies, but I feel like this was probably her first like big starring role.
Sounds about right.
I thought she was good.
I did too. I think she was good. I thought she was well suited for the role. I thought she was quite good. Again, grading on a curve, right? But still, you know,
For what it
I've
is,
seen a
she
lot
was-
worse. I've seen a lot
Yeah.
worse.
For the movie that it was, she was good. She was fine.
I'm with Bill. I've seen a lot worse. So.
But
I
like,
don't know, I just like the stuff. And then she escapes. And then, of course, the cops are outside. And so was the sheriff. Didn't think about that. I kind of want to watch this movie a second time now that I know where it goes.
I knew it.
I'm not going to anytime soon, but
Oh,
I
you
kind of
will.
wanted to.
You will. I
So.
promise.
Probably next year. Now that we own it, I could see Tiff putting this on next year. Like I can almost guarantee you that come Christmas time, Violent Night is going to be played again.
Oh,
Damn straight.
yes, yeah.
'Cause she fell in love with that movie.
Oh, that was so good. It is better. I said I was gonna watch it not around Christmas time, but I think I get in the spirit and want to see people killed.
That's fine. To be fair, they all deserve it in that movie, so it's okay. And
There's no difference between this and Violent Night, really. Except the person doing the killing in Violent Night is Santa Claus, and you want him to succeed, and you don't really want John Carver to succeed because you kind of like these kids.
I did. I didn't want to see Jess die, and I was happy she didn't. I got my final girl. It's a thing for me. It really is. If a movie has a final girl, the movie goes up a peg every
She's
time.
not a final girl, though.
No, she's not.
But she didn't die.
No, she didn't die. Just because she didn't die and she's a girl doesn't mean she's final. Her friends are still alive.
Okay,
Mhm.
but I like a movie where a female character survives.
That's fair.
So yeah, Gabby survived too. The black guy, pretty sure he's dead.
Ooh,
Oh.
Scuba?
Oh, wait, he survived in the end?
Scuba's alive.
They're
Okay.
at the
Oh, yeah.
hospital, remember?
No.
Scuba was like my favorite part of this movie. I love him.
I like
Scuba was good
Cuba
too.
is a good time, yeah. Cuba's a good time.
The actor that played him just great.
Yeah, really good job.
They
And
all played really good teenagers.
Like-
They all just kind of nailed it.
both of them look appropriately shell-shocked after seeing a lot of the shit they do,
Mm-hmm.
which is one thing I really appreciated this movie. You can see trauma in the actor's face. Like, they're playing it really well.
Like her expression when she figures out the sheriff is the killer, best.
Yeah, she pulls
Best,
it off well.
best.
We'll talk about that soon. 'Cause I like that. I really enjoyed that scene.
Did I skip forward?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
but that's fine. You have a small scene where both the boyfriends get upset at each other, her ex-boyfriend and her current boyfriend, which I thought was another reference to Scream, that it was going to turn out that they both were the killers and acting like they hated each other when they were actually best friends. It was not the case, but that's what I thought the movie was going for. So I've seen Scream. And you have this is when Yulia's father, Yulia is one of the girls that's barely talked about in this group, but until this point, like, doesn't really play much of a part. And her father
Scuba's
comes
lady.
and...
Scuba's lady.
Oh, yeah. So her father comes and takes her away, and he just screams Russian mafia.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
He's got
I
a black
appreciate that's what they were
turtleneck
going
on,
for.
a gold chain. He's Russian mafia.
totally.
You just need a tracksuit.
And we love him.
Wait, I like the dad.
We
I did too.
absolutely.
We're going to
stand
Florida.
Julia's
I mean, he
dad.
was smart. That's what they should have done. Like, get the fuck out of here.
They were trying. Oh, are we at that part where I can ask my question about when she gets hurt?
Oh no, we're almost there.
Oh,
You have
okay.
they go to McCarthy's party, which is nothing. Like, they go there and buy gun, or Scuba
Yeah.
gets a gun for free, and the guy makes a Dirty Harry reference, which made me think of you, Ken.
Look, McCarty is like unexpectedly okay.
I like him.
Like, you kind of expect him to be a real piece of shit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Starts
like
that way.
he's like, hey guys, be safe, all right? Please be careful out there. Like, he's trying to help them.
I like
Which
how
is-
he gives her the ring though.
Yeah, like,
That
I
was
love
sweet.
it. It's good. He's a good guy.
And all these hidden guns in his little room. Well, like, cops would find this just fine.
Yeah, but I feel like he treads carefully so that the cops
Mhm.
never have a reason.
It also made me think of Resident Evil when the Magnum came out. The way it was hidden, it just really made me think of Resident Evil 1. It just did.
You and your present.
I like Resident Evil. So I just thought it was funny when you mentioned the Magnum. If you make a Dirty Harry line, you get bonus points. It was funny. And then it goes back to Yulia, and you see Yulia packing, and
Who's she talking to?
her Scuba, her boyfriend, because he was upset that all of a sudden she got taken away, and she's like, "I don't have time. I gotta pack." Like, you have to pack that much? You got money. You can go buy new clothes. What I thought, and then you find out you see the killers in the house, and he tranks the cop, and then he eventually tranks the father too.
Well,
Yeah.
I kind of will respect that he wasn't just willy-nilly killing people. He had his targets, and everybody else was just side.
Yeah, he's
Well, yeah.
people that were part of the reason why his lover got murdered.
Homeboy's got a code of honor, and I can respect a killer
Yeah.
with a code of honor. What's the word for that? Chaotic evil? Oh no,
Sure, that sounds
Probably,
good.
yeah.
awful evil.
Yeah.
Awful evil.
So Tiffany, talk about your favorite kill.
So he stabs her with the corn cob thingies, whatever they're called.
In her ear.
In her ears. Okay, she can't hear. That's fine. Why can't she get up and run? She's like crawling. Does it just like injure you that bad? You're crawling on the floor,
It probably messed with her equilibrium.
and so she couldn't
Because-
walk then.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like, you'd be
Fine.
surprised how hard it is to, like, next time you're feeling dizzy,
That's a lot.
try to walk.
Oh, okay, fine. I'll take that.
Like,
I will have to say corn cob holders protecting the ears is rather funny. I am
pretty
not
good.
immune. I'm not immune to this game's wily charms, and yeah, I'll take it. It was like, okay, you know what? All right, well done, well
they
played.
had smiley faces on them.
Yeah,
And-
smiley
Oh, yeah,
faces.
great.
The best part is right before this, when he tranks the guard, the guy had corn in the cob and about to eat, and then it slides towards the killer, and he steps on it and stops it with his foot, and then that's where he gets his weapon to hurt her. Fucking hilarious. And then her friend calls her, and then he just puts her on the phone, and they can watch her as he's torturing her.
Yeah.
Didn't that one?
Well, I mean, the way he kills her, because they make a comment like, "Oh, the house is being renovated." I'm like, okay, why'd they say that? And I'm like, because they need an excuse why the table saw just happened to randomly be out in the house. I don't know. Whoever the writer was like must have been giving himself a pat in the back for that one.
I suspect.
Oh, I would hope so.
And then he throws her on the table saw, and then when Scuba picks her up, he's like, "Are you okay, honey?" He's like, "Her guts are on the outside.
Holding her sausage.
She's not okay."
That moment where he's like, what do I do? Fuck, that hurt. Oh man, like that's impactful.
Can't do anything. Also, table saws are really dangerous.
Yeah, they are.
Cut off my finger.
I mean, I remember messing with a table saw when I was in shop class in high school, and I was terrified of the damn things. Like band saws too. No, I never cut anything off. Actually, I don't go near blades. And that bookshelf wasn't made by me. That was supposed to be made by me. So
Oh, well, it looks a lot better than it did when we got it.
It does. It was made by my friend Brad. He helped me make it. It's the only reason why that thing got finished.
It had duct tape on it, babe.
I know. I put the duct tape there. So
Okay, let's go on.
I'm not a carpenter. I'm not a builder of any sort with my hand.
Unfortunately, I didn't know that before we got married.
You did not. I can't build shit.
He can barely put together Amazon stuff.
This desk took me a bit that we're using right now.
Yeah,
so.
well, I refuse to do it.
Yes, that's why it got built by me.
Okay, on to the movie. Let's go.
Then you have Jess's house, or you're at Jess's house with the police, and then they're telling them how they're going to have them be part of the parade because the sheriff is like, "Hey, we're going to bait out the killer." You are, huh, Sheriff? Okay.
Yeah.
So then you have the parade starting. So when the parade is going on, this is when the movie really kind of like, one, tricked me, and two, made me think of Joe.
Why?
Because you have a small scene where they're going to the parade, and you see people putting on the mask, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be like a V for Vendetta moment where random people are just wearing the mask, and then, like, that's what they were going for. And all of a sudden you have a bunch of, like, the protesters get in front of the parade and stop it, and they're all just, they're not the killers, they're just protesters.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden a guy walks up with a clown mask, and I'm like, we're not watching Dark Knight.
No, we're not.
That's what I thought of. But Joe hates clowns, so that's why I thought of Joe.
Gotcha.
Wouldn't he have blended better if he stayed in his original costume?
Probably, but they were looking for somebody in that costume by that point. And more importantly,
It's like what's on a clown costume. Yeah. And then did he cut the guy's head off with an axe, the turkey guy?
Just
Yeah.
turkey dog.
And that same kill happened in the fake trailer.
Oh,
Yep.
So, yes, the cops were looking for the guy in a pilgrim suit, but more importantly, the audience was too.
Yes.
So the clown
Yeah.
is a nice little subversion.
Yep. I appreciate
there's a
that because, yeah.
there's
I
a small
appreciate that.
comment at some point in this movie where they say that one of the guys is wearing a turkey costume every year for the parade.
Yeah,
Yep. And sure
I
enough,
guess he was somehow involved.
the turkey dog.
his head goes a flying. So long, boy.
And when the clown tranks the whole family in the police car and then drives off, that also really made me think of Dark Knight. I mean, it just did. I thought of Harvey Dent in Dark Knight when he takes, or is it Joker? Joker who takes. Yes, but he takes Rachel. If I remember correctly. It's been a while, but
Well,
it just
technically
really,
the mob does, but whatever.
okay.
Yeah.
It just really had that Dark Knight feeling to me.
Fair
I also
enough.
haven't seen Dark Knight in years, so
Well, I think the reason you might be getting Dark Knight vibes is, man, this killer's efficient.
Mhm.
Like, he knows what he wants to do, and he is doing it. He's not fucking around. He's not, taking stupid chances. He is moving when people aren't looking at him, and you see him moving in many shots that nobody's paying attention. He is constantly getting closer to his goal. And I can respect the hell out of that. Like, he knows what he wants, he's getting it, and he's not waiting for somebody to try to foil his plan. He's just getting after it.
oh, he's moving fast. Like this whole movie pretty much takes place in a day or two.
Yeah,
Like,
Oh, yeah.
he's moving.
and it's great. I
He's
love
getting
it.
everybody killed, and he takes him back to his base. And this is a scene that I was like, I know where it's going, but I didn't expect the movie to do it. When you see the mother or the stepmom is tied up, and you see that the food is around her, and I'm like, he's gonna cook her.
When he started putting butter on her.
Oh, he started buttering her up, putting salt and pepper on her.
Pepper was great.
Okay, so fun thing about that scene is that they actually got a sous chef to play John Carver in that scene,
Oh,
Get out of here.
That's
so that
funny.
he could
Come.
prep her like he would prep a roast.
Oh, that's
Oh,
funny.
boy. Okay. So here's I've been waiting for this because
Okay.
everything up to this so far has been fine. I'm watching it. I'm like, this is fine. I don't loathe this. I don't loathe Eli Roth for making this. I don't loathe most of anything going on here. This is fine. But as I said at the very open, Eli Roth takes a weird sort of pleasure in watching people suffer. And this is the scene where Eli Roth got all Eli Roth.
That's
especially when she, we're not to go through the whole thing, but she does escape the table. She wakes up, she has the butter on her. There's a little game of cat and mouse. So she's kind of darting around his environment. You get to see where he lives, how he's living, high and mighty, fantastic. And then she ends up back in the oven again. And this is where something about the way he shoots this, it's almost delighting again in her pain and suffering as she's in this oven. She's starting to cook. She's screaming. This also at the very end when they're all tied up at the table and they're all crying and screaming. They're all crying and whimpering as this killer is stalking it. Again, it's not supposed to be fun. This is not supposed to be, actually it's supposed to be fun. That's kind of the goal for a slasher movie.
For us.
He has a way of delighting in that, and that's the pieces of it where I completely turn off. And this is in the movie where I was like, okay, Eli Roth, now you're showing your colors a little bit. Here we go. And this is the first part of it. And we're going to also see a lot of this too when we get to the final scene where they're all around the table, or one of the final scenes where they're all around the table. He seems to enjoy when people are whimpering and cowering and crying. And that's a weird thing for me. I don't like that. And I really thought hard about this today, thinking like, what about the way he does it irks me so? And I didn't really land on anything concrete or good. I don't have a great answer for why, but it's just something in the way he approaches the subject matter in this almost like, hey, isn't this fun? Like, oh, no, this is not fun. And the way he presents it almost feels like it's like you're having too much fun. It's like, I don't have a great analogy for it. I wish I had written something better, but I don't know. This is the piece for me where it's like, okay, kind of hit a little too far. The corny, like the cheesy head lopping and then all that. All right, that's fine. All fun and games, and it's gross and kind of icky, whatever. But this is where it's like, okay, dude, you're enjoying this too much. Slow down a little bit.
And that's fair.
I thought he was actually going to eat her when she was cooked, though.
I think this is the kill that they spend the most time showing us play out.
Definitely. Absolutely. Actually, I was watching something. I was kind of just going through some stuff, and there was a little TikTok video or YouTube short about how the kills need to be longer in Thanksgiving. And I'm like, there's a valid point there. Whoever read that's a fair point. You're right. This is the one that they spend the most time on, for sure.
I did not like this kill. Bothered me because it's just such a slow death too, and to be put in an oven and just burn eventually.
Yeah,
that'd be a terrible way to go.
Oh,
yeah.
It's not even. She wasn't really even on fire. She was just cooking.
Yeah, I mean, the ground, everything you're on is going to be eventually burning your body, and then the air, just a slow death. Just kill her first, and then get it over with for her.
I would have been more okay with that.
But he wanted her to suffer because he blamed her for the store being open because it's supposed to be the idea she's a gold digger, which I don't think. Yeah.
Well, okay, let's get real. It is her fault.
Kind. Yeah, it is directly. Yes.
Yes, it is. This entire movie is directly her fault. So, yeah.
Did she say to keep the store open or something? Like there a comment earlier in this movie?
Yes.
She was the one who pushed for the store to be open on Thanksgiving last year, and she's the one still pushing for it for this year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot in my notes here. She tries to escape, and he throws a pitchfork at her, and then drags her in.
Yep.
Good.
So, and then cooks her.
And then she leaves the poor girl in the refrigerator.
Well, poor girl died shortly after that. But yeah, the girls and there's another. The cheerleader was still alive, and he has in a fridge, and I guess that was supposed to be his wine for the dinner.
But was she dead?
She was dying.
Oh, I mean, when he took the blood out.
I think she was dead. Oh, no, the blood wouldn't flow that way if you're dead. It would start to coagulate.
Correct.
I don't know how I feel that I know this.
Because I told you. I told you.
Yeah, but I also knew you were right when you said it.
Oh, okay. Fine.
I was like, oh yeah, she's right.
I've dealt too many dead bodies. That's sad.
You have. She's being serious.
Because it's in my job, people.
I was just gonna make that comment. Yes.
Now I'm gonna put it out now, and I'm gonna say it so that I can say I said it way back when. When it does turn out that Tiffany is a masked killer,
you knew it all along.
we can say that we called this back in the Thanksgiving episode. I'm excited to have this on tape.
See, the problem is though that the show wouldn't continue because I'd be the first kill. I'd be one of the early one. It's usually when a serial killer starts, it's usually the spouse always disappears pretty quickly. No, that's the stupidest thing in the world. You'd never kill the person that lives with you. That's how you get noticed right away. So, and then you have a scene where the cop, because he's live streaming this, the killer is, and the cops, which in fact I did not notice this. I don't think the sheriff is with them when they do this. No, he's not. The cops track a signal to a parking lot, find it in some tunnels, which is just, he just has a phone recording a monitor from somewhere else.
But how do they know it's his signal?
Because the signal was what was playing of the movie of the murder, because he has all the people at the table and he's doing the whole thing in the dinner.
Sure. I believe that.
That's a fucked up. Again, another Batman reference. That whole table scene just reminded me of a Death in the Family, Ken, or Death of the Family.
Oh yeah.
When Joker brings them all to the table and ties them up, and then makes them think their faces are on ice.
Yep. Yeah.
Fucked up comic.
Very close.
So, this is another fucked up scene. Like when they're all at the dinner table, and then when he kills Evan, I did kind of find it kind of funny when because Evan was the whole reason all this shit even happened a year ago, because he had to get a new phone because he had to go text somebody at the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up causing all these problems, and then he gets bashed in with a hammer. I think there's even puns too about it while he's getting murdered.
Yeah,
there were puns.
Oh yeah, plenty of puns.
And I was like, this is funny.
And another good practical effect.
Yeah, it's a good head smashing.
And during this whole time, you have Jess cutting the ropes with the ring that she got earlier from McCarthy, which I think is a cute little touch. That's how she escapes her and Scuba.
Did she know it was in there?
What, the ring?
The knife, because she turned it like she knew.
Oh, I did not realize she did that. I thought it was just a ring.
It is a ring, but you have to like turn it to pop the knife out.
Oh, I didn't know it had a knife. I thought she just somehow cut it with a ring.
Was there not a sharp object on the ring?
Yeah, there is. There is a knife. There is a little blade in there. I don't know how she knew that. No, there's a little blade in there. And I don't know how she knew that.
Or how to get it out.
So maybe she looked at it at some point and realized. Or she knew the guy that gave it to her, because the guy had a fucking belt with a freaking knife in it.
Well, to be fair, that could be it, because if he's offering it to you, it must be for a reason.
Yeah, because he does like his weapons.
And I can appreciate that about McCarty. Good job.
And when the killer takes off the sheet and you see it's the woman cooked like a turkey, in the same position as a turkey.
I still thought he was going to eat.
He cuts off part of her flesh and then is about to force Thomas. I think he does about to force Thomas to eat it.
How?
Yeah, Thomas does not eat it. I wonder. I was thinking about it. I wonder if there's like a weird Hollywood rule of showing that.
I don't know. Huh.
It doesn't seem because Eli Roth is not a man of restraint. So I can't imagine him being like going through all the effort to cook the turkey and not have somebody like at least take a nibble. I wonder if that's a thing you're just not allowed to do.
Maybe.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I will risk getting black. I'll risk a red check mark on my name at some NSA someplace. I will look it up. Can you simulate cannibalism in a Hollywood movie?
I don't think that's going to get you red check marks. So then we looked up other stuff.
I don't know.
I mean, when we did Silence of the Lambs and we were talking about slippage, I think Ken Googled something and he put himself on a list that he wasn't already there. So
How do you know he wasn't already there?
I'm sure, because he's made comments about stuff he's
I'm sure that I'm already there.
There's just certain things I won't ever Google, but that isn't one of them.
Not with my phone.
Not with any phone. Like, there's certain things you don't Google.
Well, like, there are movies in the past that have simulated eating flesh. Obviously, zombie movies.
Yes.
But, like...
Book of Eli.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot that's a movie.
And what's that one where they're all frozen on the mountain?
Alive?
Yeah. Don't they eat people? They eat people?
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I wonder,
people.
I wonder what held back Eli in this movie then.
Poor Thomas is going through enough.
Yeah.
I do like
he's
how he's
throwing up through his gag, man.
His wife just got literally cooked.
And now the evil person wants him to eat her.
Yes.
Yeah. And just to close the loop on the cannibalism thing, I can't find anything that says it's not okay. But of course, when I look up rules for eating human flesh in movies, what's the first YouTube video comes up? Eli Roth's Guide to Cannibalism.
Oh,
hey, there you go. Eli Roth's new horror film, The Green Inferno, delves into the world of cannibalism as only Roth can, as only you can, good sir.
Okay, look, Green Inferno is just a bad remake of Cannibal Holocaust.
Is that what it is? Oh, okay, see, all right.
Similar, not
Okay.
exactly the same.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay, so another movie I never need to watch.
Nope.
All
Right
right.
off the list.
And then Scuba and Jess get free, and then Jess gets away while Scuba gets caught by an axe, I think it was.
He gets sliced on his arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This part really confused me. So after Jess gets away, she climbs over the fence. How did the sheriff get from being the killer to laying on the ground when she gets to the warehouse?
It's easy enough. He has a car.
off your clothes.
Those clothes are probably rip away, like, stripper clothes.
Yeah. Okay, I I didn't think about the fact that he probably just drove there because he makes a comment later that he had the boy in the car.
Yeah, like there's any number of reasons that he could already be there laying on the ground.
Okay, I was wondering about that, and then because it kind of confused. I was like, you have time, but I didn't think about the fact, he has a car, and she doesn't.
Yeah.
And she's limping because she hurt her ankle.
And he knows where he's going.
Okay. Yeah, she doesn't completely. She should. She lives in this town, but he's a cop. She's not, so all right.
Yeah.
And she's a spoiled rich girl.
Yes, that too. Okay, because then they try to frame the ex-boyfriend as the killer, and then I do like the stuff where the sheriff made a comment earlier to her in a movie where he's like, we always catch up people by killers making small mistakes. So pay attention to the little things. And like, she looks at the burrs on his shoe, and then she thinks about how the guy chasing after her got burrs on his shoe, and he's like, I wish you wouldn't have said that. So do you think he was going to kill her all along? Like, even after this point?
Eventually. I think eventually.
Yeah.
I don't, because again, he's going after the people who basically started the problem, right? And I don't think, and she was part of that, right? She was part of the group, but I think he was eventually going to let her. She's been through enough, but I bet you that would have been part of part 2, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think eventually is the answer to that one for me.
Okay. Because I do like this where she gets him to do his whole monologue. I thought that was very like, it fit for what this movie was going for. And she's like, you know what I'm thankful for? Technology.
That's a very funny line. It's a good line. It's a real good line.
It makes sense. Like, she's a teenager. Makes perfect sense that that's what she would think of and that's what she would do. And it also makes sense that somebody of his age might not even think about that.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not the only movie I've watched where somebody's live streaming about a killer.
Are you talking about The Trap?
Yes. I like that movie.
Yeah.
Because you saw the trailer, I didn't.
They spelled the whole thing out in the trailer.
I know, that's why you don't watch the trailer.
How do I know if I want to see a movie then?
You wait till Ken recommends it years later.
Oh, okay, good. I'll go with that. He recommends good movies.
So, I mean, that's kind of my rule of thumb. If Ken or Bill or friends that I respect their opinion recommend a movie, that's kind of what does it.
So I am not looped into that.
I saw Fifth Element because you recommended it.
Uh-huh.
So this is basically where you find out that McDreamy, Patrick Dempsey, has been the killer the whole time.
I was expecting there to be 2 killers.
Well, there's a good reason for that. They had John Carver played by somebody different in every scene he was in, so you would never use the body language to pin down who it was.
That's actually smart.
Yeah.
That's actually smart. Surprise, Eli Roth, smart. Sorry.
Yeah. You have a couple small scenes with her trying to escape with her ex-boyfriend Bobby, and the only cool part really that I want to mention is like how she ends up using a blunderbuss to blow up a turkey that they fill with helium. And throughout the movie,
it wasn't helium.
Helium's
Helium's not that flammable.
I think nitrogen, want to say, right? Like
Probably.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
But she talks about how she knows how to load a blunderbuss because of a commercial she did at some point. So I thought it was funny how that comes and pays off at the end. And when she puts the ring in there, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense because a blunderbuss can shoot. It doesn't matter what the hell you put as an ammo. It's just a cannon.
And it's going to be hot when it comes out of there.
oh yeah.
Yes.
That hurt.
So it was a real fitting part, and the fact that they use a blunderbuss in Plymouth, a movie about Thanksgiving, also makes sense because that's the weapon that they would have had back then. So everything just kind of went, yeah, this works.
Yeah. And, big explosion, and then Patrick Dempsey dies, or does he?
Bum bum bum.
Now,
Is there a sequel?
there is a sequel in production.
Being made as we speak. Yep.
I'm very happy about that.
We'll
But
see it later.
the one thing I really enjoyed is that at the end of the movie, Jess doesn't end up with what's his bucket.
Bobby? What's his bucket? No, not
Yeah,
The pitcher boyfriend?
yeah, the ex-boyfriend, the pitcher.
No, she goes
They
back
don't
to the
end up
guy she was already with.
Yeah, she's still with Ryan at the end of
That entire
this.
movie, he's like a douchebag.
He tries to get better. Like he tries to, get her friends to like him and
By buying them football tickets.
Yeah,
hey,
we're
whatever, man. Like he knows he was kind of a shit before.
Mhm.
So, like, I don't know. I like it.
okay. That makes more sense why she has that nightmare and then wakes up and everything, and then the movie just ends.
Yeah.
Because she has a nightmare that he comes and kills her.
Yeah. And it's just that. Just a nightmare. Or is it? Ooh.
Dun, dun,
I didn't realize the sequel was in production.
We'll
So,
find out
Oh, yeah.
Thanksgiving too, y'all. I'm very excited.
next year, I assume.
I don't know. Probably. real quick, I know we want to wrap up here. I just real quick want to talk about the trailer.
Yes.
The trailer for this was basically, it was shot like an exploitation slasher. And like I mentioned before, you know, it was a lot more sexually charged than this movie.
Yes.
And there's a really good reason for that. So according to Eli Roth, the trailer for the film he made is about who's a kid who's in love with a turkey, like really in love with a turkey. Then his father kills it for Thanksgiving. So he kills his family and went away to a mental institution, came back, took revenge on the town. That's the story of the movie that was in the trailer. And
Ew.
Roth said he didn't think that would make for a good full-length film today. So he said, let's pretend Thanksgiving was a movie from 1980 that was so offensive that every print was destroyed. All the scripts were burned. The director disappeared. The crew members changed their name. One person saved the trailer and uploaded it to the darkest corners of 4chan. So now it's made it out. And this is the 2023 Hollywood reboot of that original movie.
That is an idea. And actually, you know what? I like that. That's actually a fun idea. I saw that trailer and I was like, and again, it's disgusting and obviously probably over the top. And I was like, oh boy, I hope there's not too much of this in this. But this is actually much tamer than that trailer. That trailer is heinous. There is just whole boy. But again, in the context of like a Tarantino movie as a fake trailer, totally get that. That's interesting. That's what the vibe, the attempt of that was. That's again, at least it's an idea.
And there's the wonderfully heartwarming thing about this movie is that Eli Roth wrote this with Jeff Randell, who's been friends with him since kindergarten, and they've wanted a Halloween or a Thanksgiving slasher movie since they were 12 years old.
That's fun. Okay, you know what? You're continuing to pile it on a bit. That's cool. That's actually very cool. That's
that's actually true. Like, I'm not just saying that to cast Eli Roth in a better light.
You can't. Not in my world, you cannot. It's not going to happen. So,
but like, maybe he's mellowing out in his older age.
Maybe.
I wouldn't count on it, but we'll go with maybe. Sure.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, sure.
All right. I think we should go to Shelf Stacker Box. And Tiffany, why don't you go first?
I think I'll put it in the stack. Watch it once a year.
Okay.
It was a fun time. Like it was like all of my favorite slasher movies, the style it was, and so it was fun.
All right. And I'll go next. I'm gonna put this also in the stack. I enjoyed it though. I had a fun time. I came into it with low expectations and I left thrilled.
Is that the word you want to use?
Yeah, I mean I thought the movie was hilarious at times. Like I was like,
it was lots of stupid fun.
It really was. And Ken.
I'm going to put this on the shelf because that's where it currently is. I don't know why. Something about this, I just had a blast with it. This hit everything that I needed this movie to be. Like, would I want the original movie from the trailer? In a strange, perverse way, I would like to say that I saw that movie once, only because the trailer uses temporary score as its temporary score, this score from Creepshow. And we all know how I feel about Creepshow.
Yes, we do.
But I don't know. This movie was just fun for me. Commentary is actually really fun to listen to because you can just hear these two friends talking about how much fun they had making this movie. The gag reel's pretty damn funny. And we didn't really mention him by name a lot, but Rick Hoffman is Thomas in this movie. Absolute treasure. He's so good at being a shitbird. I love it.
Yeah, very good. I agree with that for sure.
So yeah, shelf for Ken.
Okay. And I saved this on purpose. Bill, what is your rating?
You know, it's funny. There is some joy to be had, and this is, as of all the Eli Roth joints I've experienced, this is the least Eli Roth. I am gonna though put this in the box. I won't see this again. I don't know. It just not enough here for me to enjoy. But I will say, of all the Eli Roth that I can ingest, this is probably the least Eli Roth of it. And maybe he is mellowing out in his old age. Who knows? Maybe he is. There is a lot of things to like in this. And there is a lot of fun to be had. But I just don't think this is something I would return to on a regular basis. So for that reason and that reason alone, I'm just going to throw it in the box. But it's not in the garbage. I wouldn't throw this in the garbage at all. I totally understand if you dig this, just not for me.
All right. And I think I should just say Happy Thanksgiving, because that is when you're hearing this if you listen to it the day it comes out.
If you watch this movie on Thanksgiving, I don't know about that.
Better than watching the Packers play.
Hey.
All right. And we should go to plugs. And Ken, where can people find you at?
People can find me here. I'm on here a lot. Games from I found.
Yes, you are.
Look for the movie episode. I'm here. Bill's here. Mike's here. Tiffany's here. We're all here. One big happy podcast family. As we are getting closer to the end of the year, I am also getting a little bit closer on my podcast coming out. More details to come on that soon. I'm very excited to be sharing my ideas with every one of you. But for the time being, you can find me here. I'm always here.
Yes, you are. And Bill.
And what's not here is that Gamer Looks at 40. It's currently on a quick little break. We'll be returning the first week of January with the Final Fantasy VII series. But there's a whole backlog you can enjoy if you enjoy old video games and old people talking about old video games. Sharing those stories of the games that we love and why we love them. Go to gamerlooksat4040.com for all of my everything.
Which, if you listen to the show, you probably do.
Yeah, we share a very we share a listenership, so grateful for that.
For sure. And if you enjoyed this episode, there's over 700, God, I love saying that, episodes of this podcast. You can find everything we do on Podbean. We do movies, comics, TV shows, all sorts of crap. Who knows what the hell we're going to do? I don't even know what the hell we're going to do half the damn time. It just kind of happens. So definitely go check out our giant catalog. If you want to support the show, we do have a Patreon for those dying vote in our Patreon polls. You will see 1 to 2 polls a month. Currently 1 poll a month because I'm still trying to get caught up. But we do a lot of content, so definitely go check out our giant catalog. I'm going to go shout out my awesome intro and outro courtesy of Helena at Hell Has Fur. You can follow her on TikTok and Instagram. Definitely go check her out. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, Threads, TikTok, we're everywhere. And rate and reviews wherever you get your podcast. I think that's everything I need to say. So we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
So long.